myself, we're really struggling with the network in this country, obviously due to the infrastructure that is completely damaged, but I'm still live from the scene where the 80-year-old woman was earlier today brought up alive from this rubble behind me. She'd been trapped since last Sunday, an absolute miracle amongst the devastation taking place in this country. The rescuers will tell you, the ones that we spoke to indicated that it was an absolute miracle. That searched for about 45 minutes. There were signs of life. When she was brought up, she was whisked away by an ambulance to go and receive treatment. But those are the pockets of miracles flow that we are seeing in this disaster that is taking place. While many families still wait for news on their loved ones that are still trapped, they say at this stage it doesn't matter whether they're brought up alive or they've passed on. What they would want to do if they've passed on is to make sure that their loved ones receive a dignified burial. Right here behind me, the rescuers continue to do their work. They've been working around the clock to make sure that all the people that are believed to be trapped under these buildings are brought up. There are also paramedics on scene as well. Medical supplies have also been brought into areas such as this. These rescuers have been working around the clock, as I indicated, and you know, there's a sense of desperation on the part of these families who've been waiting for days now for news on their loved ones. Many of them have camped on the side of the road here. Once it gets dark, they would light braziers and continue to sit here throughout the night, begging these rescuers to help save their loved ones. Here where I am, you have a situation where majority of the buildings have collapsed, and there's been a concern also that the buildings that have not really fallen to the ground, there's a concern that those who were affected in this disaster might go back into these homes and try to salvage what it is that they have. And in many instances, they have indicated that the rescue workers have said they will try to make sure that those who were affected in this disaster will not go out and go back into these buildings. And there's also been a great concern. I know that the concern has been raised on the part of authorities, where they indicated that several fines have also been issued as a result of the buildings that have collapsed. What they say basically is that not as many people would have died as the figures that we're seeing now. The last time we had checked, we'd been sitting at about the death toll of 28,000, but that death toll is expected to rise quite drastically because there are a number of people that are still unaccounted for at this stage. Let's take a listen to what one of the men told us, who was on the scene at the time that that body was retrieved.
First, we were responding to a civilian who said he suspected that his mother was still there alive. We went there. We used the detector to know if she's still alive. Then, when we were able to see her, two of the Omani team, the one we were working with, went in and they start, removing some parts to rescue the lady. It was difficult to rescue because there are so many people who are unprofessional, and they were shouting at us. And one of the relatives of I think the lady we saved, her son was there, and he was giving the direction to everybody. So after about 45 minutes to 1 hour of working hard, we were able to bring her out, and she was breathing difficulty breathing when we brought her out, and we gave her some oxygen, and we took her immediately to the ambulance.
That is a first-hand account from those that were on the scene at the time that 80-year-old woman was retrieved under this rubble. She is alive. There's a lot of concern at this stage as the hours go by. Many of these concerned communities hoping that it will be the case for them as well, that despite the hundreds of hours that have gone by, perhaps clinging on to a little bit of hope